Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Rusty McCranie, and welcome to Weather Express. Your weather in 5 minutes. Start the clock. Friends, a powerful cold front is blasting its way east from the Great Lakes into the southeast. We have all modes of severe weather along that front right now, and additional days of severe weather likely in the southern plains in the coming days. We'll start off with the active weather right now, our triple point where our cold front meets the warm front, and that area of low pressure in the eastern sides of Michigan, the occluded front back up towards the UP of Michigan. But east of that boundary, look at temperatures well into the 60s and 70s, and we're actually popping off some severe thunderstorms as we speak, including one tornado warning at the recording of this video in the western sides of New York. Watch these thunderstorms race across in that purple polygon that you see in between Buffalo South to I-86. There's an isolated tornado warning. Now, I'm not expecting this to be a widespread tornadic outbreak. As a matter of fact, that should be very isolated in nature, but it shows you that there is still that opportunity. It looks like we picked up a little bit of moisture and some friction difference off of the lakes. That can spin up and provide some rotation with some of those severe thunderstorms. And that's what I would expect. Isolated severe storms producing winds over 60 miles an hour and some inch-plus size hail, and this will all race off towards the east. Now, the cold front line extends all the way back into Texas, so we'll talk about that in a second. So it's a widespread opportunity for strong to severe storms. Temperatures right now in New York City, they're in the 50s and 60s. Towards Boston, we're back down to 50. So there's not a ton of temperature support here, but again, it's going to get wet and stormy in these areas for the remainder of the day. Heavy rain for portions of Pennsylvania, back to West Virginia. Then you get south of there, especially Tennessee into Alabama, Louisiana, and coastal Texas. And these are the areas with really the best chance to see severe weather the remainder of the day. There's no severe thunderstorm watches from the Storm Prediction Center, and the risk is only 1 out of 5 marginal. So we're not expecting this to be a concentrated severe weather event, but again, isolated severe storms, mainly producing winds of over 60 miles an hour and inch-plus size hail in the dark green areas from New Orleans to Jackson, Mississippi to Knoxville, Tennessee, and again, that secondary area that pulls to the eastern side of the Ohio Valley. Now, south and east of there, it's a beautiful hot day in the southeast. Temperatures in central Florida today reached the 90-degree mark in a couple of spots like Tampa. It's a hot day in Texas and Oklahoma. Winds continue to be a factor here. Wind gusts 30, 40, 50 plus miles an hour. We've actually had some 45 plus mile an hour winds behind our front there in the northern sides of Ohio and into southern Michigan. Storms in the plains states right now, the northern plains, that is, temperatures ahead of the front and that rain, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Behind it, it's colder, 40s and even some 30s and some snow in portions of Big Sky Country. And out west, it's absolutely gorgeous. Seattle today in the 50s. The 50s to the 80s. How about that temperature spread in portions of California? Look at the advisories that are into play for you right now. All of the green are still flood potential for the southern plains, the Midwest, and the Arklatex region. If we're going to get excessive rain today, it's along the Texas coastline, Corpus Christi to Houston, another bullseye for Mississippi and in Alabama. Let's break down how this is going to play out over the next 48 hours. Again, no huge concentration of severe weather, but several areas to monitor. The first thing is that, again, for some of the big populated areas of the Northeast, the rain and storms will pick up the remainder of the day into tomorrow. So Philadelphia, even down to Baltimore, Newark, New York City, Providence, Hartford, Boston, showers and storms are going to be moving in. Some of those strong to isolated severe. Again, nice potential for a few severe thunderstorms in portions of the Mid-South and into the Southeast as well, but they should die out a little bit as they get towards Atlanta and the Carolinas. Storms, but nothing severe. This area of low pressure will spin along the Canadian-U.S. border. It'll provide a little bit of snow, but typically, and generally speaking, it's warm enough where it's going to be some rain, and then a couple days from now, some concentration of thunderstorms for Wisconsin and the southern sides of Iowa. But the best chance for severe weather in the next couple days will be along the dry line in West Texas into the western sides of Oklahoma. It is a localized event, but as those storms develop, we could have all modes of severe weather, including some tornadic activity, very large hail, and extremely gusty winds. The risk for tomorrow is a slight risk, but it's a pretty large area, all the way from Wichita back down towards Midland and the Lubbock areas just west of Oklahoma City. And it's those same areas 2 days from now, but it's a little bit more of a sliver as the dry line retreats a little bit. Again, that dry line pulls the moisture-laden air east and then swings it back off towards the west. And right along that boundary, we could see all modes of severe weather in the next couple of days. But again, a little bit more concentrated than what we had, say, last week. Rainfall totals could be significant in some of these areas. Again, all of these whites to grays, 3 to 4, and then you get into these some pinks, you're looking at 5+ inches of rain. So we'll have to watch out for the flood threat for the southern plains into the mid-south and the southeast in the coming days. But even these fronts could provide several inches of rain all the way back into the northeast. Friends, as you can see, I'm out of time. I really appreciate you making Weather Express a part of your daily routine. Thank you for liking and subscribing if you want these daily forecasts across the country. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'm back tomorrow with your latest 5-minute forecast.